the Storm Giant stronghold, and you started investigating the area, and you found out that this was probably something like a visitor's area with rooms and accommodations for giants and small folk alike. And as you were investigating the area, you noticed something strange that you hadn't noticed before. A certain uh, bugbear that was accompanying you never actually made it there.
Oh, rip Buggy.
Poor Buggy.
Yep, Buggy never made it there. Apparently, he refused to consent to the teleportation spell.
Indeed.
Okay.
R.I.P. in peace, my friend.
Well, not really, because our sorcerer won't be continuing either, so technically he would have stayed, in theory. But that's yeah, another thing entirely.
Yep. So, as you guys were planning to take a rest here, you notice that the pool of water that connects here starts to like get full of debris and like small pieces of coral, small pieces of wood, and stuff like that. And if you'd be able to see on the drain that connects to that, you'd see a tiefling tumbling down through the water, through the drainage hole, trying to hold his breath, and then, well, not holding his breath because I think you would need a water breathing spell. Do you have something like that?
I can turn into something.
You have alter self as well, right?
Yeah, I have alter self, so yeah, I could. Oh, I
Yeah,
had
that's
alter
fine.
self.
Yeah, but you also had an extra level.
Mm.
Did you level up, by the way?
Yeah, I did. I did all that. Yep. All good.
Okay, so let me see what you would be using.
I'd either be using the alter self, which I'd be able to use once a day. We can say that particular spell is used up for the day.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah. I mean,
that's
you were
ones.
probably waiting until the right time, and then until you got that lottery ticket out yourself.
Yep. Jump
All right.
down the
So
hole.
basically, what happened for you is while everyone else went on their expeditions, you decided to contact your friend Sephiros,
Mm.
and you told Sephiros what the Oracle told you,
Mm-hmm.
and so Sephiros was concerned for the well-being of the court, and he told you that he didn't have a direct way of getting to Maelstrom.
But I knew a way.
Well, yeah, there is a way. You just swim there.
No, Sensori.
Oh, Sensori.
Yeah, Countess Sensori. She would have had a. Is she the cloud giant
Yeah, Cloud Giant with
boss?
a concept teleportation.
She could have assisted, but otherwise swimming.
Yeah, but she's evil, and you would have to kill her yourself. So I figured it would be funnier if you just
I thought we met
use
her.
the alternate route.
Yeah.
Which is the drain.
Yep.
Basically, every time a ship passes on top of Maelstrom, that's like 3,000 feet under the sea. There could be this natural, like, well, Maelstrom that just forms and destroys the ship and brings everything with him
Awesome.
towards the drain in Maelstrom, which is like the middle area that connects all the other areas here. Now,
Nice.
while you were going down the drain, you noticed that although you cannot breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can breathe because you have alter self.
Mm-hmm.
You also take extra damage because of the huge water pressure.
Yup.
So you're taking
I would
2d6
I would have
damage.
used polymorph self in order to get to the very lowest location, which I could turn
Yeah, you
into
could
some
do that.
sort of whale.
Like a killer whale or something.
Yeah. Then that
Okay,
prevents me from taking any real damage. And then as I get closer to the very bottom, like through any portals or anything like that, I'm assuming natural wildlife may be able to get through there. But if I was too large to get through, I'd be able to then alter self and do the
Yep.
rest.
Okay, so that's perfect. You polymorph into a whale. You come down and you start inspecting all the different paths you can take, and everyone sees like this whale on the bottom of the drain. I mean, not the drain, the little well that's in the room. And I guess you smell them or hear them or something because you're a whale. You can hear very well. So you polymorph back to a humanoid, and then you sneak past the porculus. The porculus is difficult to get through as a medium creature. You just need not very difficult, a DC 10 acrobatics check. So you do that, sneak through it, and yeah, you are now in the room. Right here.
Jinn,
Oh shit.
what's up?
Hey guys,
Where's your tentacle monster?
that had to go. It was a little bit too unruly.
Yes, I can only imagine.
And yeah,
It's good to see you again.
well, after it started like eating things while I was talking to it, it was a little bit, yeah, it became a little bit too much. So,
You didn't feel you had a personal relationship with it.
no. And talking to something while it's dead is a little bit concerning, especially when its parts are being torn apart. Apparently the dead don't like being torn apart. Or beaten.
I
Dead?
can't imagine they would.
Yeah. Kind of feel bad. Anyway, how are we?
Well, we're here, so you know.
Yeah. Sephiroth dropped me off a while ago.
Oh well, that was
was
very
fun.
nice.
Yeah. I was keeping him updated, so I figured, hey, why not catch a ride?
Yeah, well, perfect timing.
Oh, I'm glad. What's happening? Like, I see, but we've got another person. Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
I'm Jinn.
Yeah.
This is mini Liferlass.
But is he a tree yet? Are you walking around as a tree?
Well, there's water down here, so it's nice for my roots.
Are you like your feet like half in the ground? You're like just dragging your feet through the ground, and like you've got like roots and stuff coming out of your feet.
Maybe I wear sandals, that way I can, when I change it, my roots can pop out of the holes in my sandals.
You're wearing thongs, man. Flip flops.
What are those gator footwear?
The Crocs.
Crocs.
No. I would have to kill you now. Like, just murderize you. Wear flip flops.
So yeah, I would update Jinn on everything that's taken place since we split up.
Hopefully he
and,
died.
Inform him that we need to talk to damn, what's the daughter's name?
Sarissa?
Sarissa, yeah.
Yes, we need to talk to Sarissa.
We need to make sure we don't accidentally talk to one of the other sisters then. Because that would be bad. We don't want to,
How will we know? Who's who?
Oh, we can...
You ask.
Yeah,
Yeah, what if they lied to us?
Yeah. Bird, how are you good at reading people? Are you fairly okay with it?
I'm pretty decent at it, you know. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 9.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well,
You
I
know,
may be able to work in a few little tricks to kind of gain us a little bit of an advantage in that. I'll try and trip each of them up to make sure that we get the right story. But how about we check out the local area before we head out? Might be a relatively good idea.
yeah, I'll tell him about the layout because we did that previously.
Well, actually, this would have happened before you spent the night, so that
Okay.
everyone has been rested up.
All right.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
I mean, yep.
Okay,
all right. Well, then we'll search the rooms and all that good stuff again.
cool. Oh, yeah, you told me about the sauna down here?
Oh yes.
Yeah. All right. I hang out at the sauna for a little bit and just kind of get the feel for it. I love the heat, so it's nice. And I need to dry off a little bit. Get the muscles pumping.
Well, it's a wet sauna, obviously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, the sweat and stuff will yeah, get rid of the water, the cold water, and then yeah, replace it with hot sweat. So yeah, I'll feel a little bit better.
And smell much worse, but yes.
Mm. I love it. I use
Right, so
prestidigitation and leave the place and just clean myself off. I have a nice smoked smell now. And
smoke.
yeah, well, I can make myself smell like something, so I give myself a smoky feel.
Oh.
Like
Well,
like
reroll your spells for today.
oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna assume that my third one is out, so I'll just roll the first two because of the altar
Why is the
self.
third one up?
The altar
No,
self.
no, because that was the night before.
Oh, okay, cool. And then we go with the third one. So, oh, cool. So the first one's useless.
The second one looks very useful.
Yeah, very useful.
Prestidigitation has its uses.
Yeah, I've already got it though.
Oh,
Mm,
well then,
yeah, useless.
absolutely.
Yeah, but that's okay. Charm Person and Spider Climb, they're two good ones. So anyway, yeah, I hold out my hand for Turnk to shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Tree.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. My name is Jinn. I'm a little bit magical in nature. I like to push things away. I removed a little bit of. I did used to spawn a lot of tentacles and zones of blackness and fear. I don't like those anymore as much. They're a little bit too unruly.
I like to think we're all a little bit magical.
You look like fun though, so I'm sure we'll get along. Do you like things far away from you or close to you?
Close to me. I can't move very fast.
Damn.
Well, that's very easy then. You push them towards him, he smashes them.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Magic.
All right. So stay on the other side of the battlefield from me, and we can work something out maybe. So if something's trying to run away from you, I'll try and keep it close to you. But I worry that you may get hurt though. So you and we'll work it out.
All right.
But yeah, if tentacles are around, don't get in it. They're not fun. It tends to hurt a lot. Hey, what happened to our monk friend? He was useful for the tentacles.
Snuck one night. Haven't seen him since. I guess it was too much for him.
Yeah, we're not all cut out for this, eh?
You've still got me though.
I'm always glad to see you, good sir.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever
Still
we're gonna do,
burnerizing things. I like the fire. Fire's fun. But anyway, all right. So, well, I guess we better have a look around, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Alright, well. So, rooms down there? Do we need a rest? Like, you guys are all pretty. I'm assuming they were pretty bad and banged up at this point.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
they still
Yeah,
need
pretty
to
football.
rest.
So
I
yeah,
guess.
so I would say the same thing. We should secure one of these southern rooms that we know is for the smaller folk,
Hmm.
and
Cool.
rest.
Alright, well, before we have a rest, I worked out a few little spells that I might be able to weave into this area. Maybe get a sense for maybe even what's upstairs, what's in the areas around. Maybe find out where our exactly what the person is that we're meant to be looking for. I might try and scry on her. It might not work, but we'll see how it goes. It's a new little thing I might be able to do.
Sounds good.
Cool. Oh. And then I'll throw up a hallucinatory terrain. Yeah. So first I'll in the area that we're going to be sleeping, I'll throw up a hallucinatory terrain to make the place look like it's empty. Just
Okay.
in case anybody comes to have a look. And then through scrying, look for her name was Sarissa.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, I will try and scry Sarissa
Is this before you go to sleep?
before I go to sleep. So I use up all my spells and then yeah, just rest for an hour, and then yeah, head off to sleep just in case anything happens. So like I'll take the first watch and just rest.
Okay. Well, you remember that I told you that there was some like pipe organ music coming from upstairs
Mm-hmm.
before you went to
Yes.
sleep. This music stopped.
Mm-hmm.
There were some very weak voices that you could hear. There was like a conversation going up upstairs, but
Mhm.
apparently, whatever meeting was happening ended, and the music stopped, and they all went their their own ways.
How long after how long after I got there would the music have stopped and the
A couple hours, like 2 hours.
okay. So I would have been able to start scrying on whatever like
If you would
Sarissa
wanted,
at that time.
if you would have wanted to do that at the time,
Yeah,
sure.
before I was going to bed. So yeah, like I set up the hallucinatory terrain so everyone could essentially hide while sleeping, and then yeah, scry before
All right.
yeah, anything
So
else.
basically, it's an invisible sensor that an invisible
Yeah,
sensor,
yeah.
isn't it?
I will click on it. So scrying. Yeah, so I know the name of the person. So I have heard of the target. So whoever I'm trying to scry on would get a +5 to their modifier. Um,
So
I have,
basically, you
yeah,
have no idea about her. I mean, you've
yeah,
only heard of her.
yeah. I've heard of her.
Um,
So yeah, she would get a
yeah.
+5 on any roll that if she tried to resist the scrying.
Okay. I mean, she doesn't know you, so she would
Yeah, it can't
obviously try
fail.
to.
It can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed. So if it doesn't want to be observed, it can try the wisdom saving throw to prevent the scrying from happening.
All right. So she is going to resist. She actually has no idea this is going on, I suppose. I mean, what would be the point of scrying on someone if they noticed when you were scrying? I think. Oh, by the way, you need a focus. 1,000 gold focus, like a crystal ball.
Okay. Would I be able to grab one from Zephyros while hanging out with him for however long it takes to get from one location to the next on a flying airship?
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's fine. Let me see if she passes. She passes.
Oh yeah. Sona failed. You see the
You cannot use it again for 24 hours.
yeah, which is fine. Like successful. The target isn't affected, and you can't use the spell against it again for 24 hours. So I do not know what she looks like or anything like that yet. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I will rest
So
after
as
an hour.
as you go back to your rooms, I'm guessing
Yep. So we'll pick a room. Where did Mr. Bode go?
down south.
Everyone's in here. Cool.
Okay, so as you were leaving towards your rooms, you sense something emanating from the glyph. The glyph starts glowing and humming
Mhm.
for a couple seconds, and then you hear this tear on reality that has become familiar to you with your different teleport spells.
Dimension doors, whatnot.
Yes, and whatnot. So you hear a much larger tear,
Ooh.
and you hear footsteps, giant footsteps.
I'm gonna delete Buggy because I can see through him.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna stand just on the other side of my my illusion. So there is so I'm essentially inside my illusionary thing, and I can just see through here.
All right. So this giant, give me a stealth roll.
I'm not very good at them, but not very good.
That's a 0. I mean a 1.
A 1,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the minimum. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm using the hallucinatory terrain to be hidden. So I'm like hiding behind that, so it looks like there's nothing there.
All right. So
Yeah, it's more or less the sound of it.
she's a storm giant. She starts walking towards the stairs, and she hears some noise coming from the rooms, and she turns around, and I guess you pop your head back,
Hmm.
and give me an insight check.
Ew. Oh, that's good.
Okay. She wants to check it out, but she's a bit in a hurry. She's not very interested. And yeah, basically, I mean, that's it. She heads upstairs and goes through the spiral staircase.
A storm giant. Okay.
A female storm giant.
Okay.
She disappears. Right, so you take your long rest,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. You hear the same teleportation device being used 2 more times during the night if you make shifts. And footsteps that go upstairs, and that's it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna
What are you
go.
doing?
Oh, I'm just gonna wait around. Yeah, like take our full rest. So once we all wake up in the morning. Yeah. So, what are we doing? What's the plan?
Well, I guess we should try to find Sarissa.
Okay. Well, I can't use the Sarissa scrying for another day. So,
Yeah, for some 12 extra hours or 16 hours, depending on how long it has passed.
it won't be until like late tomorrow. Much later tonight. Yeah, so.
I will ask my god. Spend 10 minutes, cast some divination, and ask my god where we might find Sarissa.
Okay. Sarissa. Let me check where she would be. Right. Interesting. Okay, so your god will say Sarissa is almost directly above you.
All right, I will pass that information on to everyone.
So we need to go up then.
Okay, cool. Well, above. Yeah, it was quite hectic as I was coming down here, so I hope up is actually up. We shall see, I guess.
Yes, we shall.
While you were coming down the drain, you saw several portcullises and entrances towards the hold. You figure most of the large rooms in this Maelstrom place have a way to access the central drainage.
Oh, good. Well, that's good to know. We've got an escape route then.
That's if you're not crushed to death by the pressure.
Indeed, which you turn into something that cannot have issue with depth pressure.
So yeah, what do you do? I mean, morning comes and you hear some shuffling and some voices coming from upstairs, and again you start hearing this organ music.
Ah, that's what I was waiting for. Alright, well, music is always inviting. Especially music of organ origin. I like organs. That sounds nice. Do we want to head up then?
I guess we head up the stairs.
You coming, Tank?
Heck yeah. I miss daylight.
Mm.
I miss the sun.
You're
Yeah.
very far from it.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing sun anytime soon. It took me a while to get down here.
All right, so you head upstairs. You want to head upstairs sneakily? I see. Sneaky.
Yeah, try to, but you know, good old heavy armor disadvantage doesn't
Yep.
like that.
I'm not stealthing to make sure that Bo doesn't feel like he's. I'm trying to deceive him to make him look like I'm trying to sneak, but I'm actually trying to make more noise than he is. So whenever he makes a noise, I stamp down a little bit as if not startled by it, but like trying to muffle it by my noise to make him
Steven did
feel
even
good.
worse than me.
Yeah, essentially. I'm trying to make him feel better.
Disadvantage, dude. You have heavy armor.
What?
You rolled
I
an
thought I had
8.
medium armor.
No, you're
Your
fine.
chain though.
You have disadvantage.
I'm not gonna bother being stealth, but I am gonna cast a light cantrip on my forehead so I can feel like there's a sunlight on my face.
Well, that helps to be sneaky, of course.
Cast shadows on everything else.
There's real light coming up the stairwell.
So, as you start going up the stairs and the light starts pouring into this second level, when you actually emerge, you see a bunch of seashells that are arranged in this circular auditorium with very good sound qualities. You see 5 different types of giants that seem to be arranged in a as spectators to a ledge on the east that has a giant crab that's covered in like jewel-like coral, and this giant crab has a lot of like pipes, and these pipes seem to be producing the sound of the organ. It's a live crab that actually produces the sounds of the organ. And there is two storm giants surrounding this crab, female storm giants, which you do not recognize.
So
There's
it's not one
also
of the ones that
two.
I saw.
No, it's not one of the ones, not the one that you saw.
Okay.
There's also two storm giants on each end of the room,
Mhm.
that seem to be dressed as simple guards, but they're very regal as they are storm giants after all. So let me add you here. Oops. Can you actually see well? Because it should all be illuminated by bioluminescence, and the outside sunlight coming from a giant, like a glass window that's behind the organ.
I have not
We're in the
changed
old
my-
room.
Oh wait, you're not centered on the right part of the map, I think.
We haven't changed maps yet.
Oh, that's a good point. Whee!
Woo!
There you go.
Aha.
Hoopla!
And there is this pool of crystalline water that is always churning in motion, like magically, like a fountain. And yeah, so as you come upstairs with your brilliant light, the music suddenly stops, and everyone turns to see you. One of the two storm giant female storm giants that's on the ledge. The one in the north, this one. That's not the one that's playing the organ. She says, "Small folk, what are you doing here?"
Hello,
we
esteemed
found you.
people of the court. We are here after the untimely death of
Oh,
Ga.
there's a nice picture. Wait, you must have it.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's very nice. Something
So the storm
beating
giant
up.
on the left is the one talking to you.
Going with the shell on her head.
Yes.
Yep. Well, hello, esteemed people of the court. We are Quiver. We have teleported here.
We're Quiver. It's like we are Legion.
We are Legion. We are the Quiver. We are here after the death of Ga, due to some untimely end of another hill giant, which I found to be much more deserving of the title, was killed. I am now here representing her.
She interjects and says, "How dare you meddle in our giant affairs? Let
Huh.
them resolve their issues."
They are now resolving their issues. I had a personal grievance with Ga because she kicked out somebody I cared for. I let them afterwards decide what to do after. I had no meddling afterwards. I left and let them sort out their collection of society.
Tales of personal vengeance do not interest me. What are you doing here?
We are here to try and assist all of you people of the court to fix the ordning.
Assist by you?
Of course,
Please.
of course. And who may I ask am I addressing at this current point?
I am Princess Miran.
Ah, I see. Well,
And you will address me as such.
of course, Princess Moran. I have actually heard from you, heard of you, as well
You see
as.
that, you see that the frost giant that's in the court, he kind of scoffs like, oh,
I believe you are Storval.
no, no. Well, yeah, you would believe that. And he says, actually, wait. The image here is wrong. I think it's a female. Let me see. Yes, she's a female storm giant, but the picture's wrong.
I see.
She's going to say, no, my name is Helen Hidd,
Helen. Oh, hello, Helen. I hope
and I do
Storval
come
is
to represent him in the court.
very good to hear. I'm glad the Storm Giants have a representative, and I point to what's that one? A cloud giant?
There's a cloud giant, there's a fire giant, the frost giant, and a stone giant, which you hadn't seen before.
Okay.
I'll nudge Jinn and go. Just tell him the Oracle sent us here
Oh.
to see Sarissa.
Right. I was trying to. I'm assuming the rest of the court here are not the rightful kings, possibly. We only have heard of each king, apart from the stone giant. The name has escaped me. But we are here from the Oracle herself. Actually, she has tasked us with trying to assist with the ordning being fixed.
She says, the Oracle. The Oracle wouldn't speak to you, small folk.
Oh.
What
Would
makes you
you-
think we could believe that? Anyways, Sarissa is far too busy to be dealing with you.
Oh, that is fine. I was wondering if maybe Nim was around as well, or is she off dealing with other affairs?
You feel this cold look falling upon you from the other side of the crab as she stops handling the instrument and stands up and says, I could care less.
Of course.
I couldn't care less, sorry.
That is fine. Well, we have been tasked to try and find where the true Storm King is. We believe that is the way to fix the ordning.
He is murdered! He was murdered by you, small folk. I'm not sure if it was you, but some dirty people like you.
Oh, well, that's
other
not what the
explanation
Oracle
is?
says. And I believe the Oracle may be a little bit more knowledgeable than betrayers.
What, sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nobody.
Give me a deception check.
You're gonna get us all killed.
Probably.
That is possible. You have inspiration by chance?
Inspiration? No.
Could be a good time to use it.
I did
Okay.
have a legendary inspiration from last time he was around, but I removed that just thinking, well, he's trying to come back, so.
Okay. So she's gonna say, how dare you? Guards, seize them. As,
Well, maybe the Oracle was
storm
wrong
giant-
in her words.
well, the storm giants are still coming towards you. One of them that's closer, I think, finishes its full move besides Bode.
Oh, God damn it, Bode.
Don't be goddamn
So-
motherfucker. You're the one that did shit. Y'all get me killed. Y'all are on your own.
The other giants, they look around and they don't seem to have a quarrel in this fight. And some of them honestly don't really trust the court. That's what you can figure. So yeah,
Well,
they just look at each other and like murmur. While the guards move to seize you, what do you do?
I melt into stone.
Oh,
Okay.
Milled into the stone giant.
No, into whatever we're standing on. I just whoop.
You could meld into the floor.
That's fine. Melt into stone. I just disappear as the giant gets close and tries to reach out and grab me.
Okay. So that's one. What are the rest gonna do?
I'm
Become
gonna
a
look
tree.
at Jinn and go, I think you could have done that a little smoother.
Hmm.
And then,
I don't
I
like
don't know, I'm
people
gonna
that
decide.
banish their king.
Well, neither do I, but. And I just gesture to all the giants that are around us right now, and I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, you could try to convince them that you're innocent. I mean, you've already given some arguments that you've been sent here by the Oracle, and I mean, go ahead, give me a persuasion check.
Mm.
I mean, you're not deceiving them.
No, I'm not. I would be persuading them. I also produce the boulder, the small stone.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, give me advantage for that.
Just roll it again. That's fucking
Wow.
horrible. Yeah. 5 and a
What's wrong
2.
with
My
these
I don't know.
rolls? Great.
Ever since I played friggin' Pathfinder, my rolls have just been like low. I don't know what it is, but it's just garbage.
Playing Pathfinder.
Okay, so
That's what you get, eh?
the cloud giant and the storm, and the stone giant will both interject and say, "Wait, don't kill them. Let's have them as prisoners for now. We'll figure out what to do later. They could be useful, gaining information. If you think the small folk were the ones who killed your father, then they might know something."
We would scry, but unfortunately, wherever the Storm King is unscryable. Very
Yes,
much.
because he's dead, she says.
You can still discern a location of where a dead person is. Or giant, rather.
Oh, that sounds absurd.
Like your words. How much have you poisoned these other giants?
These other giants are here because they respect our authority.
Your sister's authority.
I thought the ordering was over. Well,
We're still the strongest, and we will rebuild the ordning in the same way it was before. So the storm giants get very close to you, and they put their hands on you. I mean, they're gonna seize you to be put into jail-ish, I suppose. Is that fine? You're gonna let that happen?
Yeah.
Okay. So they push you towards the stairs as they're grabbing your backs, as you're probably shouting insults on the way down, and they place you into the rooms you were actually on before.
As we enter the room, we disappear.
Give me a stealth check, Bode.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, So they perfectly noticed that you were there and that you stone meld and all that. I mean, I was thinking maybe you
Oh,
were in the back. No, but it was pretty obvious that you
Oh yeah, yeah.
blatantly disappeared.
As soon as he came at me, I was just like, whoop.
Okay, so as
Like,
everyone
fuck that.
as
But
everyone
I-
is as everyone is
Yeah.
taken downstairs, you also hear her say, "Find the other one. He cannot be far."
All right.
I-
So
as-
does the room upstairs empty out though, as everyone fans out to try to look for me?
You wouldn't know because you're inside the stone.
Okay, but I'll have disadvantage on the perception check, but I still want to.
Do you? How does it work?
You get disadvantage on
I'm
perception.
sorry, not sure. Yeah, but do you actually have line of sight?
No, but I'm listening for the
Oh, okay.
thumps,
Be almost
the
like a
heavy
tremor sense.
footfalls.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
As I knew how many people were there in the room,
Yes.
because I see them, so I can listen to the thud, 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 thud going away. So I'd have disadvantage on that, so a 17.
That's fine. Okay, so you feel that there is still the 4 giants are there, the 4 non-storm giants, and the 2 sisters are also there.
So we're just downstairs, or are we in one of the rooms?
One of the storm giants is the one that's escorting the group, and the other one stayed at the stairs. You are placed into one of the guest rooms.
Like the first one.
All
So
right.
we disappear as we pass the door.
So
it's
I
still
would.
there.
It lasts for 24 hours. We disappear as we go through the door.
Okay, so that is very strange for him.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his hand inside the room, waves it.
Yeah,
and
he's
says, what the fuck is this?
we
Yeah.
have tricks.
So
We have a lot of tricks.
that's I know how long the spell lasts, and I just hear that everyone's not. I know eventually I'm gonna have to come out of this shit anyway. So I'm gonna pop out of the stone right there by the entrance to the stairs, and I'm gonna haul ass downstairs, like running as fast as my little stubby legs will take me.
Or you can actually drop from the floor. I mean, from the
You could-
fifth ceiling of the first floor.
Yeah, you could go through the
And
walls
how
and end up in there.
yeah, how far is the
You just go through the
I
wall.
mean, I guess you could pop your head out from the ceiling and see how far down is it, because it's pretty far. It's like 45 feet. But then you can see where the other walls are, so you can just keep going through the ceiling, catch one of the walls, slip through one of the walls, and come down if you wanted to do
okay. That's exactly what I want to do then.
that. Okay.
I
So,
So as we disappear and he's like, what the hell's going on here? I start whispering into his head and say the sisters that seem to believe they are in good standing with your queen, or your current queen, betrayed Hecaton. The Oracle has informed us of this. They are continuing to pull. If you can get your queen, since Sarissa, to contact us, it would be we would be very grateful.
okay, let me see something, because there are some giants who are actually named. I want to see if the
I think almost
the guards
everything is named.
themselves- No, I mean like, specifically mentioned
Oh, okay.
as having
An allegiance.
a disposition
Okay.
towards one or the other.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, no, he seems to be just a loyal storm giant guard, basically.
Mhm.
Okay, so give me a persuasion roll.
Okay.
And by this time,
Like,
Bo,
what the
you've
fuck?
already. What is wrong?
I don't know.
Wow.
Fucking Pathfinder, man. It has fucked my rolls. Like, that's 2 1s since we started.
Yeah, and like a 2 and like
Mm.
5 or something. Okay, so no one else is actually listening to this, and the Storm Giant is just saying, "Stop your blasphemy and dispel this horrible magic."
It doesn't go away, unfortunately. It lasts for their time. But you can assure we will stay here.
And as this conversation is going on, Bode actually is able to finish walking and like unmeld from the stone behind the Storm Giant. Let me actually add him because I don't have him here. Storm Giant, where is it? Oh, there's a special section for giants here. Here it is. Okay.
Oh, we met Nixine, didn't we? Did we meet Nixine? Is that who
Well,
we...
Maxine is the human that was that you, so one of you was
Oh,
controlling.
right.
I think you was controlling
Yes, that's right. We met with the wizard.
back in Golden Fields.
Trying to remember what, the, the cloud giant was that we spoke to.
Sephiroth?
Not Sephiroth, it was
Was he?
another one we saw on a castle.
Oh,
And they were looking for the dragon.
Countess something or Duchess something?
Yes.
That was Sansuri, right?
Yeah, I thought that was Sensori.
Was it Sansuri?
That's what I thought.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but that's a cloud giant, not a storm giant.
Yeah.
Yep. So?
Yeah, no, I thought we'd spoken to her as well. I thought, yeah, she was the countess, as in like the queen sort of thing. She was trying to find more power through dragon stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they were on a quest to get dragon artifacts.
That's cool.
Okay. So, Bode, you're behind them. I guess your spell is still active?
It's still active.
No, I mean Bode's meld into stone.
Yeah, duration 8 hours.
Alright. Pretty good.
I informed
So,
the
yeah.
storm giant that we have now all arrived in this particular cell.
Okay, so the storm giant's gonna say, okay, no, get out of here. Get out of this place, and I'll put you in the other room. This is ridiculous.
Fine. Yeah, I'll just walk out. I just walk out.
Okay.
I just head into the other room.
He says, good, and stay there. He closes the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns around and sees Bode.
I will jump right back into the wall.
You see him facepalm.
He'll be back, don't worry.
But this, of course, is after I saw what room they went into, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Yes, I mean you can go up through the wall and then back on the ceiling and then back on the walls in that room. It's
And we know it's an illusion, so... And I believe he would know it's an illusion as well, so I think he can see through it because he's interacted with it.
What do you mean? The
Hallucinatory terrain.
yeah, but the other room doesn't have the spell, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't. It can.
Yeah, but you didn't place it. in
No.
this.
It's a 150-foot cube. Like, I can make both rooms be invisible.
Yep. Alright, so he's gonna shout to the other giants, I saw him down here! And yeah, I mean you hear some footsteps and stuff. I mean they really cannot get to you.
Nope.
No way they can get to you. So what are you gonna do? Bode?
I'm going to try
You hear some
and
footsteps, extra footsteps downstairs. There's
I want to
two
try
stone
to come
giants.
out right behind that statue.
Okay. With a
So I'm
stealth
hidden back.
check,
Yeah, so I'm hidden behind the statue.
I'll give you 3/4 cover. That's pretty good.
Stick with the disadvantage. Whoop, whoop. Not bad.
So yeah, you see two storm giants. They're like one of them is walking around the water hole, and the other one is like putting his head on the wall, trying to listen on the wall.
Okay.
And give me a perception check.
All right. Perception. Damn it, my passive is better than that. I got a passive 19.
Okay. No, you don't. You don't hear. Okay, 19 as a passive. I'll give you that as a minimum. You hear that one of the giants is walking downstairs, and it's a cloud giant, and he is discussing with what's her name? With Miran. That Miran is actually trying to convince him that, come on, man, you should use your dispel magic. We need it. And he's like, oh, all right. If I see him, I'll use dispel magic as they walk down the stairs. And so, what do you do?
I'm gonna just stay hidden right here and wait for the situation to calm down and for everybody to go the hell back upstairs, give or take, and then I'm gonna try once I think the coast is clear to unlock this door or some means for
When's
them to be able to get out.
No.
He didn't lock the other door, did he?
No. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just punching at the door at this point. I'm like, I don't like being in cages. Hello, somebody let me out. I'm bored.
you're just making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like, distract.
Yeah, just kicking things, just punching the wall, stuff like that, just
Okay.
making a lot of noise.
So you see the cloud giant get a little bit closer, and then he runs to where the magic symbol is, and like they're just like pacing around, trying to find you, and then they go back upstairs. I mean, they really have no idea where you are, and they wouldn't guess that you were that close to your prison. So yeah, what is the party gonna do?
Oh, guys.
Remember that your god told you that Sarissa is basically
Yes,
Well, you're-
upstairs. So yeah,
basically, yeah.
remembering that tidbit from my god, I'm actually gonna meld back into the wall,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go straight up, and hope I exit out in her court, in front of her.
All right, so you're gonna try to meld directly above you. Let me see where that would put you.
I don't know how long his meld into stone thing lasts either.
8 hours.
8 hours.
Oh, my character doesn't really know. Oh, no, you've done it before. When you first got the spell, you melded into the wall, and I was really worried that the wall was hurt. I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer from the wall, so I kind of just gave up.
Okay, so how exactly do you plan to do this? I mean, do you want to just pop out? Or what is the procedure you want to use? Here?
I'm gonna go up, straight up
Uh-huh.
above.
Think of it as it being like murky water. How do you want to come out of it?
Just kind of crack my head up a little bit to be able to see. And if I see what I assume is going to be a throne room, I would just step up out of the water. You know, the stone. Um,
Give me an intelligence, straight up intelligence check.
okay, not my forte.
Okay. I mean, as you entered the courtroom before, you did notice that basically this courtroom was directly above uh, the place where you came in, because it's like this vertical stairs and the room is right on top of it. You also notice that there's three ways to get out of the room. That is, to the north, there's another spiral staircase. To the west and above the stairs, there is a small passageway that glowed blue. And to the south, there was a very large, uh, like, yeah, passageway as well, directly south. So if you were to pop out directly above where you're standing at the moment, you would probably pop out in the middle of the court. That's what you think with that check.
Okay. Well then let's do it. I'll go straight up and till my head pops out enough where I can see and see where I'm at.
Okay, so give me a stealth check with advantage. It would cancel out your disadvantage because you're not really rattling on your thing. Just give me an advantage roll.
Alright, so 13 then.
14.
It would just be they would negate each other, the advantage and disadvantage. So
All right, let me check here. Okay, so you pop out under the there is this big shell where the stone giant was sitting, and you pop out right beside the shell. And you see him turning to see you, and he gives you a look. And I guess with your insight, you could just see like he's saying, "Careful." Like I'm not gonna say anything, but be careful.
I'll kind of mouth Sarissa and just kind of give him a look and see what his reaction is.
He turns around to see the court. I mean, to address the sister, one of the sisters, and like to continue the conversation as normal. Like, to
Then I
not make a fuss out of it.
All right. Then I'll just kind of head back under stone and
Okay.
I guess I'll head south. Like, you know, I don't want to be in that big main room because Sarissa's not there. That's like a waiting room.
Yep.
Type area. So yeah.
Okay, so that's where you pop out.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to head down this direction.
Okay. All right. So, actually, you shouldn't be able to see that.
Yeah, we're able to see at the moment, which is kind of nice, actually.
What exactly are you able to see?
Oh, we're able to see the room
room's at.
because we've kind of moved into the area. It's nice. Like we actually know what's going on now. I mean, we're not moving from this cell, so
Oh no, I meant the throne room that you can actually see. So
no,
so
we cannot see that.
When you head south and you pop out, you see the following. You see a passageway. Let me put you in the right place. You pop out around here, and you
South.
see two
Cool.
hill giants that are guarding an entrance. And then you see another pool of water, and you see a giant throne made of what looks like the preserved draconic heads of blue dragons. These glowing blue dragon skulls, 4 of them, that
Okay.
seem to be suspending the throne about 2 feet in the air, magically. The throne looks really impressive and magical. Let me see if I can find the exact description here. Here it is. Ooh. Right, yeah. Let me show it to you. So you see the following.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Wicked.
Oh,
And sitting on top of this throne, there's a storm giant.
Motherfuckers know Jinn's gonna be riding that at some point.
A female storm giant. And
Okay.
I think that from this vantage point you can see.
Yeah, I see 3 of them. I see.
Yeah, there's the other storm giant that you saw teleport the first time.
This one?
And you see a male storm giant that looks to be ready for battle with a battle ready armor, a trident, and he points to you when you well actually give me a stealth check again because
Okay.
maybe you're very lucky.
Yeah, I doubt it, but we'll roll it anyway.
oh,
Oh,
shit.
Very
shit.
lucky.
6.
What?
No,
No,
but
It is
actually,
six.
when he's
what
in
I
the
said
wall.
is, what I said is that since you're actually on the wall, I was gonna remove the disadvantage because your
Oh,
heavy
yes.
armor is not rattling.
Excellent. All right.
There's no rattling because you're inside the stone.
Makes sense.
So, all right. So let's say you pop out right here. That's behind the tunnel, where these hill giants are guarding the door, and you see this queen, you would suppose.
Yep.
And they're her 2 advisors. It looks like one of them is the war advisor, and the other one seemed to be, I don't know, some other type of advisor. And they're discussing. Apparently, they are discussing you. The storm giant on the left. She says, "See, I told you. These small folks have sent a small army to assassinate you. I'm pretty sure that's why they're here. We need to find the other one as soon as we can." And the one on the right, he says, "Well, that is not very tactically sound. I don't think they would be able to kill us here. Although I don't trust them.
How far away are they from me?
I think you can check here. Let me see.
I can't.
Okay,
put me
90.
behind,
90 feet. 95 feet.
all right.
So yeah, I mean, the one on the right seems to be more reserved, with quick judgment, but he doesn't trust the small folk either. Neither of them seem trustworthy of the small folk, and she seems to be listening attentively. And she says, "Well, I know what you think, but I still need. I still want to talk to them. I mean, it's interesting that it would just come here and present themselves to the court. That's doesn't look like some bunch of assassins would do that. That's stupid.
Okay.
They must have something."
When I hear that, I will make myself known to them. I will
Okay.
step out. I will lay my weapon on the ground in front of me. And I will say, Queen Sarissa, assuming that's what the proper title would be.
Mhm.
My name is Bode. I have been sent here by the Oracle to assist you in finding your father and repairing the
You
order.
see that while this is going on, while you're saying that, The storm giant on the left. She. Give me an insight check.
I'm gonna move my token forward just a little bit because I would
Sure.
have moved up just so they can see me.
Yeah, just give me an insight check before.
All right. Let me.
Because as you're saying this, okay, perfect. So you see that the storm giant on the left seems to recognize you, and like she catches her own words and reconsiders what she was gonna say, and then interjects saying, "The Oracle would never speak to someone like you."
That is where you are confused. I sorry, but I don't know your name.
My name? Why do you want my name?
So that I may address you
Uh, uh,
proper. You appear to be someone of great
My
influence
name
if
is
you are sitting
Counselor.
next to the queen.
I am Counselor Ibrith.
Well, Limerick, the Oracle spoke to us about repairing the ordning, and to do so we must find, and I'm looking back at Sarissa at this time, we must find Harshnag.
Harshnag.
Or
You
not
mean
Harshnag,
Hekaton.
but Hekaton.
Hecaton.
And Sarisa says, "Well, yes, we've been searching, far and wide." And you see that the storm giant that's on the right is signaling or trying to signal the two hill giants that are behind you as you move a little bit closer, like to give them like some orders without interjecting the queen because he doesn't want to interrupt. But the hill giants are too stupid to figure out what he wants. But you figure that he wants the hill giants to keep a very close eye on you and like to like be ready to attack you if needed.
I will look at Sarissa and go, if you don't mind, to prove that I am speaking the truth, I would like to cast a spell that my god has given me called Zone of Truth. When the spell is active, no lie can be told within the spell. You can test it by having Slur, and I'll point to Limrith, step inside, ask her a question, and tell her to try to lie.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Parlor tricks, Imirith says.
Well, if it's ridiculous, then why are you objecting? Are you worried that I speak the truth?
Sarissa says, well, I have no reason to doubt any of my advisors. Why should I trust you?
Well, this is why I would like to use Zone of Truth. You can ask your advisor a question to see if she can lie. Then I will step inside of the zone. Henceforth, you know I will be telling you the truth.
And as you do this, as you say this, one of the sisters actually steps into the room, and you hear her behind you. And she starts by saying, "Sister, sister, we can't find a. He's here!"
I make no actions whatsoever. I just stand there still with, making eye contact with Sarissa.
And she says, "Why are you talking to this rabble?" And she says, "Well, they might have something interesting to say." So You were saying about this spell.
Yes, it's called the Zone of Truth. When it's activated, anything inside cannot tell a lie. They must be truthful with any answer to any question they are asked.
Interesting. Okay, give it a try. Come close.
I'll approach to here and look at her and see if she means closer or if that is close enough.
And she says, "Well, how far does the spell reach?"
It's 60 feet and 15-foot
60 feet.
radius zone.
Oh, you can project it.
Yes.
15-foot radius, so a 30-foot diameter.
Correct.
Okay. Are you gonna cast it on where?
I will ask her where she would like me to cast it. Maybe this open spot right over here, and have her counselor walk inside and ask a question to prove that it worked, and then I will step inside.
Okay. So you cast a spell, and yeah, she tells you to cast it over there, and the more warrior-like storm giant steps in and says, "Oh, this feels weird." And he's going to roll a 19. Well, actually, he could just choose to fail, and you would actually know if they failed or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, effective creatures aware of the spell.
When he steps in, I will tell him, I'm going to ask you what your name is. Try to tell me something that is not. And then I will say, Lord of the Court, what is your name?
And he tries to speak and is unable to, and then he says, "Well, it's Uthor. That's all I could say." Really?
Carissa, and go as I step in right next to him, and I will say, once again, I will tell you the tale that we have spoken to the Oracle on, and she sent us here to speak with you to assist in rescuing your father.
Do you know anything about my father? She says.
We asked where his location was, and she could not find him. I can only assume, being one that can do divination as well, that he is being held in. There's some sort of spell protecting him from divination, or we would have already sought him, release him from whoever his captors are.
Interesting. Well, I thought he was alive as well. I didn't think he'd be dead. Although my mother didn't fare that fate. She was killed by apparently small folk like you.
My
On one of her visits.
dearest apologies.
Well, you might not have anything to apologize for if it wasn't your fault.
Well,
And the sister that's to the north says, "Oh, they're all the same. Of course he does. He obviously has something to do with it. Wouldn't be here otherwise."
I will say that is where you were.
But the sister like waves her off, like, no. That's retarded.
That's retarded,
Well, she
sister.
doesn't say that's retarded, but that's what
You're such a twit.
Yeah, the general
Okay.
motion of it is, man,
Yeah. Shut up,
Come on.
sister.
yeah, I'm tired of your presence.
She says, "Okay, well, I think we have something to discuss then." And she calls to Nim, her sister, and says, "Bring their friends, his friends. Uh, we'll see what information they can give us and how they can help us." And she reluctantly leaves the room for a couple minutes, while I guess you wait, and everyone waits, and
I'm still making a
the rest
lot of
of the
fucking noise.
You said this one recognized me.
Mhm.
I mean, I noticed that she was kind of like when I walked up and made myself known. Do I recognize her in any way? The voice, anything?
Not really.
As we're walking
Okay.
off, I'm assuming Nim is still here. Is she leading us,
You
or is the one of the guards
basically
leading us?
basically Nim shouts downstairs to one of her guards, and the guard follows her instructions, and she's just walking back to the crab, and it's like playing with a pouting face, like while you are escorted back upstairs. You find yourselves upstairs. You see her playing the crab thing, and you are directed towards the throne with your storm giant escort.
I thank the Storm Giant. I assume he assisted in our travel, and we will be sure to let Hekaton know when we find him that yeah, he was very instrumental in this particular thing. And once I see Bode in the room, I go, "Yeah, you didn't do anything, did you?"
We'll look at Bo and be like, "Oh, nice to see you're alive."
Yes. And I will go, Queen Sarissa. These are my companions that are on the quest to. This is Severin, Jinn, and Turk.
A pleasure.
You'll curtsy or bow, whatever you do
I curtsy.
to her, I suppose. Okay. And she just nods and says, "Nice to meet you all. So, Bode was telling me here what brings you to our humble abode. Uh, so, here's what happened." And she leans forward on her throne and says, "Well, since the ordning was shattered, my father was very worried about the standing of the storm giants, and he was worried that we would be left behind on the new ordning if that were to happen. But my mother wasn't, and she was always fond of the small folk, and she went as she usually does for an excursion on one of the nearby islands. And on one of these trips, she was actually murdered. And from what we could gather on our investigations, apparently there were small folk who killed her. Um, there is something isn't right. I mean, she is perfectly capable of she was perfectly capable of defending herself, and she knew the people she visited. She took me a couple times, so I don't think they would turn out against her. But uh, I found this, and she grabs from her robes a coin, a strange looking coin, and she tosses it to Bode or whoever wants to catch it.
Okay.
And you catch it, and it's surprisingly light. It's made of wood, and this coin. Let me see if there's a. Uh, okay, so it's a coin made of wood, painted with golden paint, and there is a figure of a goose on the coin. And she says, "This was found where my mother was murdered." Oh, here it is. Show players.
Oh,
And I have no idea what it is.
Looks like a poker chip.
yeah, you
And
would
she
know,
says-
you gambling drunk.
She says, "Well, this is one of your, I don't know, small folk things. What can you tell me about this?"
It looks like a poker chip to me, one that's used taverns and this I've never seen before though. Maybe I can ask my god for some insight on this coin. I go, if you will allow me 10 minutes of alone time, and I'll kind of motion over in this direction. I will commune with my god and see what information I might be able to ascertain.
Sure. Yes, that sounds reasonable. We don't have those types of magics, so that could be an interesting angle.
That's an interesting thing you say there, that you don't have the sorts of magic that would find out this sort of information.
Well, we are not very fond of the priestly traditions.
Oh,
All right, so I'll cast divination to speak with my god and ask my god where this coin came from. Where's its originating place of manufacturing?
A place of manufacturing?
or its origin.
Yes, where was it made? Its origin. Like, if I wanted to get a handful more of these, where would I go?
Choose your question properly.
All right.
Yeah, because manufacture would not be the same place that you would
Yeah, true.
find
that.
more of them.
Where
would it be
could I
used?
find more of these coins?
How about
In
where do
use.
you find the largest quantity of these coins?
In use.
Yes. Yes, in use, even better. Yeah, we'll go with that. Where could I find the largest quantity of these coins in use?
He says, you would find them on a boat on the Deseret Valley.
All right. So after all of that, I would step back towards Sarissa.
While the 10 minutes is going on, I request to know the names of the two people. I don't know whether Bode has written these down yet. Did you write them down?
No.
Okay.
Let's pull up some party loot sheet thing.
God, this is so full of shit now.
Alright, yeah.
I'm
Alright,
going
gonna put
to...
it down underneath giant relics.
So Uther is the one on the right, and Imrith is the one on the left. Put it on the chat.
Okay.
So you check the spelling.
I knew a paladin once named Uther.
No, he's not a paladin.
All right.
Are
So
the
after-
sisters still around?
After what, sorry?
Are the two sisters still around?
The two sisters seem to be pouting on the other room, like discussing with the other giants, and one of the sisters is discussing, and the other one is just playing the organ, crab organ.
How far away from me am I?
Kind of far, like 300 feet or something.
Yeah. So while Bode is gone, oh no, not him. Yeah, I take the place of where Bode was. And mentally, inform Sarissa, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. I say do not be alarmed. This is simply a trick that I can do. I can speak to you privately for a brief moment. I may have
Is there a
accident.
persuasion roll coming? Because you might feel
Uh,
that.
Yeah. I may have
Go ahead, go ahead.
I may have accidentally informed your sisters of a piece of information the oracles gave us. That the oracles believe is true, and may indeed be true. Be wary of your sisters. They may not exactly be on your side or on your father's side. Please be on guard. And if you have any small trinket of theirs, if I could possibly obtain a small piece of a trinket of theirs, in order for me to ascertain a little bit more information for yourself.
Alright, give me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion, I can't see.
Come on, Nat 20. Nope.
Yeah, that would be really nice, but no, still under 10.
Still under 6. You haven't rolled
Yeah.
anything above 6.
I know there is something seriously wrong with this.
Give me 5
rolling.
more rolls just to see what happens.
I don't want to, because that'll ruin the possibility of getting high rolls again. I do need to purge
I don't
myself
think
though.
that's how math works.
I haven't had one of my games either, so my normal ability to absolutely decimate my party is at a minimum at the moment. So actually,
Alright.
even against them, I haven't been doing that well. Couldn't escape friggin' grapple checks as a fucking dragon. Like, what the fuck?
Alright. Okay, so yep, your ritual finishes. You get that information, and what do you do, Bode?
I will step back up.
You're not sure if your persuasion worked, but she nods after you finish talking, just to like let you know that she heard you.
And before I step back, it's just, I'm simply trying to help.
After you say that, Imrith, the storm giant on the left, turns to see you, and then turns to see the queen, and she looks suspicious. Like, obviously you did some sort of magic after saying something random like that. But that's fine. So, Bode, what do you do?
I will step back up and goes Queen Sarissa. It appears that this coin, where we can find a mass quantity in use, hails from somewhere in the Desert Valley.
From a ship.
She says, "That's quite far."
Yes. If I may, where did you find the coin? What location?
Well, it's one of the small islands from an atoll that's nearby. It's very, very far from there. That would make no sense. Perhaps someone who would have traveled from there from the Desert Valley to that island. I guess that would corroborate your. My suspicions that it wasn't the locals. Couldn't have been the locals.
It would seem
Locals
that
would have no way of getting this coin.
it definitely was not. Um, we will need to search this out, of course, to find what it is and what we can. But I must ask one thing from you, if I may. Um, when we were leaving the Oracle, we were ambushed by a blue dragon. Um, very, very large blue dragon. And
She wasn't very nice.
the temple was destroyed because of her. And I'm not sure.
When you mention blue dragon and destruction, Imirith actually interjects and says, "What? A blue dragon in the temple? That is blasphemy."
Well, it
And
happened.
then who destroyed the temple? Did you do that?
I have too much respect for the gods, being a cleric, to do such a thing. It was the dragon who desecrated the temple. And
Are
I
you still-
fear
Are you still in the zone of truth?
the Zone of Truth is not up anymore.
Because that is a lie.
It is
Um,
indeed.
Yeah, but it's
I
not up
mean,
anymore.
it's a technical lie.
Well, I mean, desecrated doesn't mean destruction, so yeah, I guess you could say that.
But yeah, so I don't know what you want to do with that information and why Limrith uppity about that. But
Give me an insight check.
okay. $18.
Imirith was fakely surprised to hear that. She faked surprise
Okay.
at saying that
what-
when you said that.
All right.
Like she knew that the temple had been destroyed.
Okay. Getting that vibe from her, and going, there was only one giant there, and that was Harshnag. I cast this and ask where that blue dragon is.
Within 1,000 feet of you.
Describe or name a creature.
It's not within 1,000 feet of you.
The creature's moving, you know the direction of movement, but locate a specific creature known to you, or the nearest creature of specific kind.
If it's within 1,000 feet.
I
Locate
just go
creature.
with little knowledge of dragons.
Such as being under spells. Okay, so you cast a spell, and both advisors get on alert because you're casting something without like warning, and then you get no response from locate creature.
Okay.
Like, stop what you're doing, they say.
I give Bird a slap in the back of the head. What are you
And I
doing?
look at him and I go, you know, blues can shapeshift.
Really?
And Limerick is lying about the temple.
Oh, cool.
Ancient dragons can usually assume different forms. In general, most of them.
I didn't
Probably
know
not
that.
the white ones.
I didn't know that.
Do I feel like I've been counterspelled?
No.
Okay.
We talk about
But
this.
you should, but I mean, you can
first.
read the spell. It says, if the creature you described or named is in a different form, such as being under the effects of a polymorph spell, this spell does not locate the creature.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
I got. Well, then, I would have known that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, Queen Larissa.
Instead
Sarissa.
of that, then I drop a zone of truth right on top of Limerick.
Okay, so using the same casting action as before.
Yep. I drop it right on top of her, and I go, How did you know the temple had been destroyed?
She rolled a ginormous amount of charisma.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but I know that she's lying.
You know that she resisted.
Exactly, which to me means she's lying because she was faking lying before. Um,
She says, "What? Me? How would I know that?"
I am very skilled at reading people, and you knew it had already been destroyed. There was only one giant in that temple with us, and it was not you.
Was that idiot still there?
My buddy hashtag
Uh,
Uh,
kind of tear up for a second.
oh, you're saying that in character.
yeah.
Yeah. So she says, "Oh, this is ridiculous. I was." She's not sure how to answer because I mean you know that she arrived yesterday. Um, I was tending to other matters.
I look at Sarissa and go, there was
Well,
only.
her rolls are pretty bad.
Yeah.
She rolled a. Let me see how she rolled. Come on, open it. Oh, here it is. She rolled a. Interesting. She has no special skill on this. Okay, so she rolled a 9 on deception. Not very convincing. Alibi.
That's
Uh,
my
And I'll
that's
tell
my
Sarissa,
bonus.
yeah, that's no doubt on insight. That's mine as well. I'll tell Sarissa, there was only one giant in there temple with us, and it was a frost giant named Harshnag, and us, and an ancient blue dragon. Yet she knows about it. And wait to see what Sarissa might do.
Let me see what she could do.
I'll look at Turk and go, do you have Moonbeam? Or Poly?
What?
No, I would touch Jinn and go, we need to cast Polymorph on her.
Jinn would know that a shapeshifter would be immune.
It's immune. Yeah.
If you hit a shapeshifter with Polymorph, it resorts them back to their main form, their original form.
Does it? Don't remember that. Where is it? Your shape changer automatically succeeds.
just
on
automatically
saving throw.
succeeds.
That's all it says.
Yeah, that's all it says. There is no change at all.
Maybe it's true then. I thought it was one of them.
Moonbeam, if it
Would.
fails, it does return him to its original form. You could use something like True Sight, which would show you the real shape of something.
I'm telling you guys, that's
An anti-magic field will also revert to polymorph.
Dispel Magic probably is not going to work on that.
No, not on a shapeshifter.
No.
No. Alright, so I gave Sarissa the information. What she does with it, she does with it.
Sarissa rolled pretty well on her insight, actually. She also looks suspicious of Emerith now.
Good.
I whisper to Olaf. There may be a few people that are not aligned with Sarissa. Be ready just in case they revolt.
All right.
Just in case he doesn't know.
Sarissa turns to Imrith and says, "Are they? Is what they're saying true? Where were you yesterday?" And Imrith, like, fumbles with her words, and says, "My queen, I was tending to other matters. I couldn't have been there. What they say is a lie." And Imrith tells Uther to seize her. And as Uther gets close, Imrith takes a step back, and she starts casting a spell.
Counterspell it! Counterspell it!
Does
Anybody?
anyone have a counterspell?
I
I don't
don't.
think anyone does. Nope. So no one has counterspell. She is casting a teleport spell
Ah, bitch.
and disappears.
And what's this? What's Uthor doing?
He was heading towards Imrith to like apprehend her,
Hmm.
and as he got closer, she just disappears. Sarissa turns to you and says, "Well, this is more than suspicious. She has been an advisor to us for many months. I think she might have gotten a hold of the court."
Let me ask you a quick question, Sarissa. When she showed up, was it before or after your father disappeared?
Before.
How long before?
Not more than a couple of weeks.
I was afraid of that.
It was after my mother's death.
Okay. Do you have anything of hers we may be able to use to track her?
I don't know. She would actually not stay with us. She would use the meditation chamber to get back to her home, I suppose.
Does she sit in that seat often?
Yes,
Do you mind if I search the seat?
of course.
Thank you. I go up and search the seat for any skerrick of like hair, fingernail, like anything that may have dropped off her at any point.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Ooh.
All right, while he's doing that, I'm going to ask Sarissa.
I spend a long time doing it. And apparently finally got a good fucking roll.
Yes, you did. -1, got an 18. Woo woo.
Yep.
You find a hair that looks exactly her hair color.
Lovely. Well, Sarissa, I am glad to inform you. She will be dead relatively soon.
But if what you say is true, then she is an ancient blue dragon.
This is true. But an ancient blue dragon needs to sleep eventually, don't they? That is where I come in.
I suppose.
Yes. Now, a sleepless dragon will not be able to survive for very long. Especially with how long it takes me to actually set this particular thing up. But,
You are confusing me.
it's fine. I will be able to eventually find said dragon. And we should be able to deal with it in time. Hopefully rat out the remainder of the betrayal in this particular court.
Okay. So, after all this ruckus, Sarissa says, "Well, I'll be very, very grateful for your help if you can help me track down these monsters who killed my mother. They might be related to the disappearance of my father."
Well, hopefully one relates to the other.
And we'll be on the lookout for her, for Imrith, if she returns. I'll have my guards posted on the teleportation chamber.
Well, that brings up another question for me, Sarissa. How are we to get back to the Sword Coast, to the Desserin Valley, to track down where this coin came from, and hopefully find some information on finding your father?
Oh, yes, that's easy. We have a special chamber we call the meditation chamber. It allows you to go anywhere you want. So
Oh,
follow me,
nice.
and she motions.
that seems convenient to have.
I believe we have a Frost Giant to very briefly speak to. I hope we can get a quick audience with him. I have some information for him that he may be quite beneficial to him.
A Frost Giant?
Yes, the Frost Giant. I do not
Harshnag?
know. Not Harshnag. The one here in the court.
Oh. Sure.
Thank you.
So you go back to the court,
Mhm.
and as you do, Sarissa and her military advisor
Mhm.
come through the
Oof.
passageway, and they both see the their sisters. I mean, her sisters, and
God. Why am I all the way back here?
because I'm trying to move everyone, and I mean being unable to.
Oh, good.
There we go.
That is because we are moving as well.
Yep. So she motions to the rest of the giants that are assembled here, and says, "These small folk will help solving the mystery of the disappearance of King Hekaton.
I-
Hope you
I-
treat them well."
I smile at the sisters and just bow.
They sneer at you, and yeah. So you are taken to the. Let me check what.
I request to
this
see
place.
Sir Frost Giant.
Okay. Yep. You're there with the Frost Giant.
I have a quick word with you, please, Mr. Frost Giant.
Right. She was called Helen Head.
Helen Head.
Yes. How can I help?
I believe the information of the location of a traitorous Frost Giant may be of interest to your.
He doesn't
King.
know what he's talking about. You should definitely ignore him. And they kind of kick Jinn in the shin.
And I don't care. I continue.
Well, you could shut up and just keep talking.
Yeah,
under
I
your
move.
brain.
I move up.
You would know that the temple came down on top of Harshnag and that he's most likely dead.
Which I am
It's a lie.
pleased of,
Harshnag's
but to
not
make
a
sure.
lie.
But to
Harshnag's
make
not
sure.
dead. It's a lie. I don't believe this.
Mm,
You said he
I,
was okay.
I don't care whether he is dead or not, but I move up and I say, Harshnag. So I speak to her telepathically. Harshnag is at the temple where the oracle resides.
When you say Harshnag, she is holding a great axe, and you can physically see that she's like how do you say it, like white knuckled on the base of the great axe She's visibly disturbed by that name.
Yes, I knew you would be very upset to know that he is still around. I am also upset that he may have actually survived a cave-in,
Not
and
for long.
I hope not. Please inform the Frost Giant King of this information and inform him that Jinn informed you of this.
Will do.
Thank you.
All right. So as Sirius like finishes like motioning to the rest of the giants, she says, I'll give you an audience in a couple minutes. I need something. I need to do a favor for these folk.
I wonder who had the rod as well, if somebody attuned to that or not.
Which rod?
The divination rod.
Locate.
Yeah,
Do I
locate
think-
adamantium.
I don't remember.
I think, no, I think the monk had it. I don't know whether we would have kept that afterwards.
Yeah, just choose a player and tell me who has it.
Does anyone want to attune to it? Does anybody want it at all?
Let me double check and make sure. Go for it. You can have it.
Okay. And I look to the fire giant and motion to the giant rod that I have. This is one of your people's, and I throw him the rod.
Severin's still very, very upset with Jinn over giving up Harshnag. Even though he didn't hear it, he knows that he has the ability to speak telepathically. We saw the reaction of the frost giant, so I'm expecting to see by Severin anytime soon.
I'll just throw everything your way, it's fine, eventually. That'll, like, kill you. Yeah, I was always, like, if I didn't, like, if he is alive, I would be killing him over a series of days. But if I have the allegiance of the Frost Giants, I think that's a little bit better. I'm still going to try and kill him over a series of days. He's going to be
What did
sleepless.
Harshnag do to you?
He killed my wife.
Oh.
He's the other part of the reason why we killed Gar.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
So this trip has been very beneficial for Jinn.
so you all are directed to come back to the throne room after this introduction to the other giants, and you are taken this behind the throne room, and there is a room where she motions to the south, and she says, "We have some treasure here. I would like to give you something in return for this information, most valuable information of a traitor in our midst. So choose one of these. Actually, it's not the right thing here, but it doesn't matter. You see 4 clams, giant clams that are on the floor, and she says, choose 2 of them. And you can have whatever's inside.
Well, I guess we're
Okay.
picking up 2 random ones, aren't we?
Yes. So what do you want? D100s?
2 D100s.
All right. I will roll 1 D100 and let someone else roll another.
I'll
Let's-
roll the other.
Yeah, let Severin do it. He's a little bit sour at the moment.
Oh, shit.
Low's normally better, to be fair.
Sure. So you open this this
Unless it's
clam.
100.
Inside there is a grapefruit-sized pearl,
Oh, my.
and there's another one in the other one, and they're both worth 500 gold each.
Okay.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Well, I'll notate that on our loot sheet.
Mm.
2 pearls worth 500 a pop.
And if you do find something interesting, you can always come back and help us solve the mystery. You still have your conch, I suppose.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So do come back. And she steps into the room to the right, to the east, I suppose.
How big were
And,
the how big were the clams, by the way?
Grapefruit size. Oh, the clams are 10 foot across, I suppose.
Okay.
Like 5 feet tall.
Mhm.
10 foot across.
Okay.
Okay, so you're motioned into the room, and she starts. She goes silent and like starts meditating for a minute, and then her eyes glow faint blue as she turns to you and says, "Well, where do you want to go?
Desert Valley.
That's a pretty big place. Where would you like to go in the Desert Valley? I know my history."
Let's see. What's can we look at the world map?
Yeah, let me put you there.
That way we can kind of pick a location.
Let's go put someplace where there's lots of trees.
Where the sun is shining.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of trees and a lot of sun. That's my.
I need to archive all these maps.
Mm.
I really do.
Aha.
Map. I'm the 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 map.
I guess
Wait, where is the Desert Valley?
well, the Desert Valley is this whole little area right in here.
Oh, that's right near where Guz's place was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Desert Valley would be the whole area between like Tribor, Yartar, the whole Desert River, south to, yeah, like all that area.
Well, we have
North of Amphail.
haven't we been to Yartar? Wasn't there something in Yartar?
I don't think so. You were in Amphail?
Amphail's where I met up with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went to Flint Rock, which is a bit further north.
Oh,
Yartar is by far the largest city in the valley.
Let's go there then. That's where we'll find the most information.
All right. So cool. She discharges the magic of the meditation room, and you suddenly appear in the middle of a hectic bazaar in the middle of a city.
That's not trees.
Nope. And everyone is startled by the sudden arrival of.
I make it
Bunch of
worse and
people.
just start yelling at people.
Just
Yeah. Yeah. I just go nuts. I'm like doomsaying. It's like the sky is falling. People are appearing out of nowhere. Giants are upon us.
So behind you, Jinn, a guard just slaps you. He says, "Stop!
I'll
Oh.
look
Try
at
to be more discreet with your magics."
the guard and go, well met, good sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He needed it.
You guys are
Can
welcome.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And I'll pull out the coin. Have you ever seen this before?
I don't think so.
It's not from Yartar.
Okay.
He says, "No, but it looks like something a gambler would use."
Yes, it does.
Then, could you point us in the to the closest gambling den?
Gambling is illegal.
Great. Where is it legal?
Not in Yartar?
I see.
Brilliant.
Well,
Can you
Where
find
would
us
it
a
be
close
legal?
Illegal spot.
I am a guard. Can't you
I'll
see
tell
what
him-
I'm wearing?
I tell him, I go, we are on a search for a criminal who frequents this, wherever this came from. So, any assistance would be very, very helpful. I know you know of the how would you say this, to the underground areas of the city being a guard, you must be brilliant. It's the only way you could get in such a position.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Is there any places that look like a ship? Building that looks like a ship?
Not that you can see from here, but the city's pretty big.
Oh, that's a guard. Is there a
Oh,
building made out of a ship?
Rip.
he
Yeah.
says, why, what? That sounds ridiculous.
I don't know. So that's
Boat is
Yup.
unsuccessful.
You are
Do you
persuasive.
guys get a lot of travel up and down the river with trade?
Come again?
Do you guys get a lot of trade up and down the river on boats? Ships, I should say.
Yes, steamboats usually take to the river.
Hmm.
There's a lot of trade that goes on the river.
Are any of these passenger ships?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't like to like travel by boat myself, so you
course.
might have to ask someone else.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, good sir.
as soon as we're alone, I want to ask the party. I'm a little confused about this polymorph stuff. So we're thinking that giant was a dragon, but it left a hair behind. How does that work?
Well, oh,
Well, when it's in human form, or giant form, I should say, it takes all the characteristics of that form, henceforth having hair.
And when it changes back to a dragon, what happens to the hair?
It morphs back into it.
To a
Well, the hair
scale or
is
something?
dead, so it's not part of.
Yeah, it's no longer
Creature,
part
I
of the
suppose.
creature.
Okay. All right, just wondering. I was confused by that.
But it is one of theirs. So it makes my magic all the more fun.
so as we're walking away from this guard, I talked to the other people. I was like, I know a little about a lot. And so sometimes these boats like to, if it's illegal to gamble in the town, maybe people are gambling on the ships.
You could think that.
Yeah. Well, let's go check out the docks then and see if we notice anything.
Did state that it was a boat, so
Yep.
All right. So you head over to the docks, and yeah, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of trade. There is also a like a ticket sales area where tickets are sold for different parts of the river. There's tickets to all the way down to Waterdeep, actually, and other small towns around the river.
Okay. I want to be on the lookout for the most shady of shady people on this dock.
Oh, okay.
Someone that might be associated with the Zentarum or something like that.
All right. So you see, let me see. You see someone discreetly talking to a guard, and you catch a glance with your 19 perception that it seems like a bribe is going on.
Okay.
So they're doing like this transaction, and the guard is looking the other way, and
I'll
the
nudge.
guard moves away.
I'll nudge him.
Less than B.
And ask him. I go, "How's that telepathy thing? You can read minds, right?"
no. I can read minds, but that's a different thing. You want me to do that?
Well, I point the guy out to everybody in the party and go, "That's who we need to talk to, or listen in on what the hell's going on right there."
Which one, the guard or the
He's
guy?
driving the other guy,
Okay.
the shady.
All right. So, let's see. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I will walk. I will just walk up to them
Uh-huh.
Good evening or good morning. I don't even know what time it is at the moment, but whatever it is.
It's like
Good day.
1 p.m., I suppose.
Cool. Good day, fine gentlemen. I hope today has treated you well.
What do you want, demon?
Demon, you have no
I would have
idea.
blessed him before he went.
And I have detect thoughts up as I'm walking up.
Okay.
And I move it first to the guard and just try and work out what his surface thoughts are while I am walking up, just before I talk to them.
Okay. So he is actually thinking of some illegal substances that he's peddling.
Is it the guard?
Huh?
The guard?
No, the
No, I'm looking at the
uh,
guard first.
oh, the guard.
Yep.
Oh, the guard is just thinking of
Of his kids.
yeah, what he's gonna buy with the money that he was given. Like, oh, maybe this year we can take some time off or something
Huh.
to go for vacations in Waterdeep or something.
Okay. And just as I start to speak, I move the focus to the other gentleman.
Yeah. So the other guy, as I said, he was thinking of some substances which you would recognize are illegal, some weird drugs. He is thinking of how to best distribute them.
I say,
Try to find some buyers.
I say, well, I hope the day and the business has been booming. I hope everything has been lawful for the day for you, good sir. And for you, I hope today has been quite profitable, and I hope it becomes more profitable from here on.
So what are you peddling?
What am I peddling? Information, good tidings. And as I'm starting to say this, I probe the into the mind of the bad guy, the drug dealer.
So how does it work?
It is
The
a
wisdom saving throw DC something.
17.
And do they notice it or?
If they notice it, if they know that, yeah, the probe is happening, then yeah, he gets to, yeah, he knows that I was trying to probe his mind, and the spell ends.
Either way, the target knows that you're probing its mind.
Mhm.
Okay.
So if he's failed, I can probe into his mind.
Into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind.
Yes.
Well, he is thinking of the huge demand by the wealthiest families of Yartar for a certain type of drug, which let's just call it cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he is thinking that they are not. They're not gonna buy any today because they have yet to return from their cruise.
Okay. And his emotional state?
He is suspicious.
Okay. What was the other parts that I get to find out? It's reasoning, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. So I am looking for his worst nightmare.
Well, no, that's what he worries over. Like he's worrying that he can't. He
Oh,
has
okay.
to keep his stock on this very expensive drug
Okay.
because the wealthy families are currently on a cruise.
So
And they're
trying
not gonna be
to.
back for the next few days.
Okay. Okay. And I
But when you
simply.
do this, he actually notices that you're
Yeah.
probing his mind.
Yeah.
And he says, "What are you doing, demon? Get out of my face!" And you can see that he opens his jacket and he pulls out a scimitar on you.
Hmm.
And then he is going to roll an intelligence check to try to get off from your mental hold and fail.
I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna just say when he pulls the scimitar, I cast whole person on him.
He fails. I mean, he wasn't gonna attack you. He was just gonna
Threaten.
threaten you.
Hmm.
But yeah,
No, he's not gonna do anything.
he's suddenly paralyzed.
I tell the guard, have
The
yourself.
guard is no longer there.
Oh, okay. He just walked off.
Yeah, the guard walked off a few minutes ago.
I disarm the man from his sword, put it at my side. I believe we can make some arrangements.
You hear no response because he's paralyzed. Oh well, I guess you could read his mind.
Indeed, I can.
That's right.
I'm probing his mind.
Yeah, he is worried and in panic basically because he can't move. He doesn't know what's going on.
I'll wander over closer and I'll tell him. Just answer with your mind the questions you were asked, and then I will pull out the coin and make sure it's where he can see it.
Mhm.
Does this originate from here?
Do you
And
recognize this
his
coin?
surface thoughts that you can read is you see the picture of a very very fancy riverboat, a steamboat that is cruising on you would guess it's the Desert River.
And it's the yacht that he was worried about.
And
Assume.
a small picture from inside, you can see that there's a lot of gambling going on inside. Like you see a lot of nobles and fancy people just doing their gambling inside this riverboat.
And I speak to him in his mind. So this is the boat that you are waiting for, I assume.
Yes, he says. Well, he thinks.
He thinks. This is good. Maybe. We may be able to do some business. I do not suggest telling the others, like my compatriot here, as he will not agree with your business and will most likely just kill you. I, however, am of a different disposition.
He is. You feel he's curious about this.
All right, it's time for me to get out of here. I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Have a good one,
All
Seven.
right, brother.
See ya.
So, the amount that you wish to deliver to these people?
You're asking for the
Yes. Yes.
amount? He says it's a couple pounds, not much.
Okay. We can teleport that to them and be sure to inform them that the funds come to you. Otherwise, I tell my friend here your business, and he sends you to authorities that do not have your money in their pockets.
Give me a persuasion roll. With advantage because he's paralyzed and
Why?
more 20.
Don't need
I'll roll it
He's
again
rolling
just in
good
case. Yeah,
Okay.
roughly the same. I'm back. It's all good.
Yep.
It's leveled.
So he
Now that I'm
nods
doing
in
bad
his
shit.
mind. But how are you planning to teleport this? Just out of character?
I transport it. Oh, the ship is going to eventually have to come to dock.
Yes.
So they will be informed of the this particular gentleman and his the requirement that they have to pay him. And I will also inform them very sternly that I will know if he is not paid. So I'm quite persuasive.
Okay, so your minute is almost up
Mhm.
because it's only a minute per person.
Yep.
So
As well as mine.
it runs out and he like breathes in very heavily.
And I speak
and
to him in
says-
his mind that we have a cord.
And he says, will you be able to take the package before the ship arrives? Do you have any means? Because that would help us a lot with our distribution. If all our clients are in the same place, then
Yes,
we
indeed.
wouldn't have any trouble
Yes,
finding them.
Yes, indeed.
How can you help us?
Transportation is something we're quite versed in, actually. We can move very quickly.
Well,
in
if you could
locating
take me
things.
with you, that would be perfect. Because I can also get my money and treat with every one of my clients personally.
Of course. Any funny business, and you can't move again. And when you can't move,
Well, this is a mutual agreement, I suppose.
Of
Give you
course.
information. I help you get connected with
the right people.
whoever you want to meet. I'm guessing it's... Who do you want to meet with in this place?
Well, some information is required from for this particular coin. We need to find out. We are essentially just hunting down a lead.
Huh. Well...
It is a
I
peaceful
know
mission.
a lot of people inside that boat. That would help.
Well, this
I
is
know
possible.
the owner of the place.
Even better. We may be able to actually find out where they have been recently.
He's one of my most loyal clients.
It's good to have loyal clients. At this point, I use ascending for the captain of the airship, and hope that that is still around if the Blue Dragon did not completely decimate that.
They can respond. They're gonna say that he's gonna say Claude had us come back to its lair.
Fair enough.
So we
Tell your
are
lord that
currently undisposed.
we will see him eventually. Thank you very much for your service.
I am sure of that.
Well, I can't really send a message back, but later on I will do that.
You will later on.
Yeah.
We'll say that later on.
So, very good. Okay, well, yeah.
So this man
Mhm.
that I know, his name is Caspier Dryland.
Caspier
He is the
Dryland.
owner of this fine establishment. So, and he motions towards his ship. How do we get this on board?
The ship itself.
No, I mean
Oh.
this
Oh.
this package that we have to take.
Ah. Who had the bag of holding? I believe Severin did.
I don't know. Doesn't really matter.
Okay. I will go with him and say, tell Bode that we will be back momentarily. A piece of an item is required for an exchange.
What item?
Well, like any good trade, you must trade something to get something. So I am simply trading one thing for another. We are getting
And
our
the
information.
the bad guy says, "Well, it's just something private. It's in a lockbox. I don't even know what it is, and I have to deliver it to the captain of the ship."
Well, this is good. A
He's
lockbox.
fine.
Oh,
Don't we all need to get on that ship? I whisper to Jinn.
oh yes, we're all going.
Very well.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see, I can do 3 people at the moment, so that's cool. Then Dimension Door doesn't have a higher level. No, I believe a rock is a monstrosity, so that's okay. I can turn into something for how long? An hour. That sounds like fun.
You can turn him into a whale.
I could turn into a lot of things for an hour. I believe I could probably turn into something like a dinosaur that swims.
Yeah,
And use that as our mode of transport for an hour. After that, I can get up to 3 people to fly for an hour.
and then teleport.
Oh, the teleportation is up to 2 people, so yeah, 500 feet teleportation. 2
No,
people.
but you can teleport the whole party that way. It's 5 people total.
I don't have teleportation. I have Dimension Door.
No, I mean you can if you find the boat, for example. You could make 3 people fly,
Mhm.
and the other 2 can teleport. Can hop onto the boat using Dimension Door.
Oh yeah, of course. Right, so yeah, I guess yeah, I'll I don't know whether Bode trusts this whole transaction.
Really, but if it gets me on the boat to accomplish my task, I do understand that sometimes you have to do things that you don't like to do too good. And I am chaotic good, so I would totally go along with it for the betterment in the long run.
Well, it
So-
might be illegal in Yartar, but not in the middle of this or the river, is it? So technically, it doesn't count.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a location. It would require him to be lawful, which is not lawful, so that's not too bad. And we get our task done, which is of greater good. So
Okay,
anyway,
so he tells you that the ship is not expected for the next 2 days, and they are currently traveling upstream. So they're traveling north to Yortar.
Mhm.
And yeah, so how do you expect to intercept?
all right. So if they are traveling north, that means we will head south because that's easy. So we are going to yeah, organize ourselves in an orderly fashion onto who's back? Turnk's back, because Turnk's back would be the strongest out of all of us, I believe. It's either Turnk or Severin's.
They're both have the whatever the thing is, the massive build or whatever. So
Yeah, it depends on who has the highest strength, though.
I have a 20 strength that I can
Oh,
carry
brilliant.
like a huge creature if I need to.
Oh, no, I'm going to make you a huge... Oh, no, because it removes the powerful build.
He's made of wood. He can float.
We ride the giant tree down the water.
Like a log.
a damn tree canoe. That's
I
funny.
Okay, here we go. Rather than that, we jump onto the back of the giant tree and I make him fly. He now has a speed of 60 feet
60 feet
flying.
log.
60
60 feet speed
flying
log.
log. Yes. We are riding the back of a flying log.
This is a little bit ridiculous.
Well, I can carry 2 of you, and then the rest of you can ride on my back.
I mean, no, he can actually cast fly as a higher level spell because he has to. So technically, he only needs 2 people to be carried.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's reasonable.
I get other people. I let Turk carry me.
Okay.
Because
So-
yeah, I've got to concentrate. So having
That's an hour, right?
that is an hour worth. After which we can make sure we follow
The river? Back?
the river. Yep. And then after that hour is up, I then recast it
Okay.
for another hour.
So you cast it twice, and you do get quite far with your new friend and his little lockbox.
I chuck
Um,
the lockbox in the bag of holding. So
Okay.
if anyone was to search us, they would not have the means to retrieve the item out of the bag. Unless they...
All right. So
Punch the arse end
you
out of it.
travel down river. Is it down river? Up river? Down river?
Downriver?
Yep. And yeah, I guess you'd still need to travel by land for the last part of the trip. So
Or I rest
You
for an
travel-
hour. And do
yeah.
it again.
Oh sure, yeah, you can rest and try it again. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, hey, the people
Yeah,
that are
so-
flying need to have a rest as well, so
Well, you could be resting on top of the tree while he moves.
I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Well, that's true. Okay, doesn't matter. You travel for a day, ish, and at night at around 2 a.m. while you're still, while you're getting ready to sleep, you're making some camp on one of the sides of the river. You see this brightly illuminated boat that is traveling north.
Brilliant. Cool.
What do you do?
Well,
How would you get on board?
How will we get on board? Well, I...
Swim over there.
Water walk!
That works.
Up to how many people? 8 or something? How many
10
people is
willing
it?
creatures.
The
10
boat
willing.
will across.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So, bam.
Okay, so you just run towards the boat, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, you intercept the path of the boat, and you grab onto the ropes, I suppose, that are hanging on the side of the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no stairwell to grab onto, but I guess you will eventually do. And if you fail, you like cast fly or whatever. Doesn't really matter.
I can also lift you up to
Yeah,
15
that-
feet.
Yep.
or throw people around or whatever.
That's true.
We do something to get onto the boat.
Yeah, so you all comically like fall and then get helped and grabbed or whatever.
Yeah.
You find yourselves on top of the boat, basically. So
One take, that's amazing.
you find that although it's quite late, Most of the guests are still up. There is a lot of noise. There is music, and a lot of people shouting, laughing, and having a good time. Uh, that's what you see from the outside. Like you're on the outside of the boat, and there's like these glass windows that
Mhm.
head outward. And besides you, like one of the servants just like uh, is bringing a bunch of drinks and like sees you and says, "Oh, excuse me," and he just like bumps into you and like takes the drinks inside. He probably thinks you're also guests.
Well, we're dry. I smell amazing.
Hmm?
Prestidigitation. I always smell lovely.
So the thief says, well, the bad guy, I guess, opens the door, and when he does, he spots his old friend called Caspian Dryland,
Mhm.
and this guy is a noble. He has a fancy mustache, like fancy. What's the name?
Or like a handlebar.
Handlebar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that. And he has a pet octopus.
When I see he has a pet, I get jealous and summon Sithis.
So yeah, they do like this secret handshake and whatever, and
I hate that we don't have
they
a rope.
reminisce, say, "Oh my God, how did you get on board? You weren't here." Blah blah blah. Oh, my friends helped me, and blah blah blah, all that.
Mm.
And he says, "I brought you a special delivery 2 days in advance." And you see that uh, Mr. Dryland is surprised, and he says, "Oh, well, we have to do this very discreetly. I think, yes, yes, I think I'll handle it. I can give you the payment, and I'll do this tomorrow." And they start discussing about their transaction. Uh, he motions for you to give him his the chest
Oh, that's
full of
when
the lockbox.
I would go. Before we deliver that to you, we got some questions. And I
Uh,
pull.
Uh, uh, we are only after simple information. It's hopefully nothing too intrusive.
the thief says like, well, he doesn't say anything, but he looks at you and says, like, you're ruining my gig. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I give him a look like I don't really give a fuck. Um, and I go, so, Mr. Dryland, and I pull out the coin out of my pocket and I go, this was found next to a corpse of a giant, very important giant. Um, what can you tell me of that? And I cast Zone of Truth instantly.
Okay, let me see what happens then. Hmm. Actually, before that, give me. Well, you no, you have enough perception. You notice that on one of the corners of the room there is a a tiefling that is dressed like an adventurer, and she is she's carrying like a magical focus and stuff like that. She's wearing some. She's a spellcaster, obviously,
Okay.
and she notices when you start casting a spell,
Uh huh.
and she turns to see you, and she casts counterspell in response.
Okay.
And she says, "My lord, he's trying to cast weird magics on you."
And I'll lean in real close to Casper Dryland and go, if you enjoy this little gig you got going running in and out of Yartar, you going to tell me the information or I'm going to kill you right
Uh,
here.
he he's gonna laugh basically, and say, "Well, haven't you been in our fine establishment before? This is what we use." And he motions to the tables. Look, and you see that
No.
everyone is using similar coins.
I reach out and touch his hand and go, no, this was found way, way, way far away from here, next to a dead giant queen. What can you tell me about that?
He he stumbles on his words and says, "Well, many people who come here would travel around the seven seas. I don't know. I mean, maybe one of our guests. Give me an
What
insight
about
check."
Hecaton? Okay. Come on, don't fail me now.
Okay. Yeah. He clearly knows something. Uh, something more that he's not letting on. And let me just check exactly what he knows. And I think yeah, I think it might be best to postpone the rest of this for next week,
All right.
because this is like a different chapter that I didn't
Oh, you haven't
review
read yet?
completely. Yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to do it on the fly, but I'm not sure exactly what he knows, so I have to read the whole thing.
All good, man.
Sounds
So and it's almost one, so it's perfect.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna destroy the court of the storm giants and all that, or fight Imrit, whatever. So
No,
Alright.
I
it
was
was a mystery.
I was simply there to cause havoc, 'cause that's fun.
Yep.
Yeah, pissing off those women was very important to what I was doing. And now I have a little piece of possible dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might want to find her at some point.
Mm. Oh no, that's not to find her. That's to kill her. Like I'm gonna slowly deteriorate her.
Boil her brain.
Pretty much. So each day that I go to get ready to take an evening's rest, I organize spend 1 minute to cast Dream. So this is a few hours before everyone else gets ready to go down. I would cast Dream, and wait until the dream takes hold. Once it takes hold, I then wait an hour, take a rest. I would then do it again. Because if it's a dragon, it's going to be quite resilient against the magic. So I would wait. So it would take me, what, 4 hours? Well, almost 4.5, or 4 hours and 4 minutes in order to get the advantage on the creature in order for it to fail its save, or have the highest possibility of failing its save without the need for the legendary resistances. If it took longer, then I would be continuing to do it until it does fail its save, at which point it doesn't get a long rest, which means none of its abilities recharge. So the next night, I would do the same thing. It would take considerably less time, because it has none of its abilities. So I continue to do that until it deteriorates into the point where it cannot move. And then I use scrying to find it. And then we go there.
And kill it.
And pretty much
I
just
love
flick it. Because at that point, it's got half its hit points, it can't move, and it has disadvantage on every single roll.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She would be exhausted
Yep.
beyond
Oh
belief.
yeah.
Beyond belief. Shit would be like 4 or 5 level. I think it's, what, 7 levels when something dies? So yeah, like,
Five,
it'd be. Oh, 5. Okay, so 4 levels of exhaustion. So just before it dies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She is an ancient blue dragon. She
Yes.
knows her way around magic, so
Yeah.
we might find a solution before she gets.
Indeed. She can't fucking
That
scry
one.
me, motherfucker. I am unscryable. She can't find me.
Not you, but your friend.
She could find us.
She could find you guys, yes.
Milled into stone.
You melt into stone, you're fine. Yeah, so, but that's 4
awesome
days.
shit.
So after 3 days, oh, yeah, no, after 3 days, she is at half movement. So,
Yeah.
see how long that
Right on.
takes. And she's got to get through the giant thing if she wants to get directly to us.
Oh yeah, you would be doing this from the giant's hold.
Yeah, that'd be probably the best option, but yeah. And this is essentially how I would eventually kill Harshnag if I didn't. Harshnag is fucked. He is so fucked. And if he's not fucked, we've at least got people organizing to get back in to see the Oracle. So clearing the path.
Excellent.
All right, guys. It was fun. I'll catch
Yeah.
you guys next week.
All right.
See ya.
Cool. See ya.
All right. See ya.
See ya, Harry.
Bye.
Yeah. So, plans. Woo. He's not a sadistic character. He just doesn't like evil things. Dragons he doesn't like, especially ones that hurt Bode. So, that's
I'm just a tree.
Yeah. We'll get to know each other. It's all good. I thought you'd left too. I saw everybody drop out.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. See ya.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
Yeah. So another week down. This guy looks fun. I like this guy, and I reckon the group would be relatively difficult to deal with, especially somebody that has a octopus as a familiar. That's pretty cool though. I might actually change Sithis into an octopus. That would be fun. But hey, anyway, that's another week down. We shall see you all next time.